So guys, I just thought, starting off the new year, um, we really need to get back to basics in the things that are important in our business, right? Real estate 101. And I feel like this year, I was trying to figure out in my mind why this year I felt it was so much slower in the office, right? I'm like, I never have times when there's not people in my office or I'm not dealing with a problem or my phone's not ringing. And I think it's really because of the environment we're in with COVID, right? So, I've never had a new year start off with, quarantining and people, not feeling comfortable going out. So I think a lot of that is honestly a deterrent in even our mindset and us not doing the right things moving forward because we are in such a great market and there's a lot of business out there to be get. What are we doing to get it? We have to stay on track. So I really want to keep everybody as engaged and as accountable as possible. And open houses are one of the best ways to get business. So, it's funny because new agents usually get their first piece of business from an open house. And why is that? It's because they have no preconceived notions of the type of buyers that are coming in. There's no negative thoughts in their mind about an open house, right? At this point. So it's, I'm wasting my time. Everybody has an agent, all these things that the more experienced agents will say after a while, right? Because we start getting in our own way and we forget the basics of doing an open house and how important it is to growing our business. So a lot of the top agents still continually do open houses. So Stephanie just walked in here and she said to me a little while ago, because Vin has a new listing over in the Regency in Denville, which is a 55 and older community, and it's priced beautifully at $650. Really a nice price point because the other ones that are in there in the sevens. And she came in and said, guess who's doing the open house this Saturday? And I said, who? And she said, Mara Glauberg. And she's like, in her mind, right? Mara Glauberg does not need to be sitting in open house on a Saturday. She finished the year with over 23 or $21 million in dollar volume. She has a lot of listings coming on, but this is why she is so successful, right? I'm surprised people weren't clamoring over getting that open house opportunity. Okay. So again, the reason why successful agents do open houses is because they work, because they do a large piece of their business from them. And so you really need to make time and really need to commit to doing open houses over and over again. So the best practices are hold at least 2 open houses per month. That means when you're doing your calendar, look at 2 weeks that you can do an open house and put that in. And then if you have other things going on the weekend, make sure you put that in as well. You have a reason to contact past open house guests and invite them. You can circle prospect the neighborhood and invite surrounding neighbors. I have a lot of agents doing that today. Any agent that's doing an open house this weekend, I've already reached out to them and said, this is what you need to be doing. You need to be calling around the neighborhood and inviting them in. This is the time to be reaching out to clients. Focus on getting appointments during the open house. Use the Weicker Proven Success dialogue scripts to always be closing for an appointment. Use the My Weicker Open House app for registering guests. Have a paper registration for backup, but you really should be using that app whether you're inputting information yourself, if you're not comfortable for right now handing your phone or tablet over to a client. It doesn't matter. You should be still using it. Create the open house registration before you arrive. Give your mortgage advisor access to your new open house contacts to assist with follow-up. Share the excitement of your open house by using photos, video for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube to engage your followers. Add all new contacts from your guest registry to your smart CRM. Right? You always have to do that. So for any reason you're not adding them into the app, then you need to put those contacts in by the next morning. Okay, do not wait, and make sure you're using the hashtag open house so that it knows where you got your leads from, and the system does, so it's following up with them appropriately. So remember, we put together this open house flyer for you to put on your front door. So I had to break it up a little bit because of the orientation. I couldn't have it obviously in portrait. It had to be in landscape. So it's sort of messed up how everything was, but everything should be on the sheet. So I'm currently giving a tour to a guest, as we can only allow one guest to enter at a time, and we'll be back shortly. I look forward to meeting with you and providing the same personal service. Please wait in line and observe social distancing. Registration is required. Masks are required to enter. Gloves are required to touch cabinets, doorknobs, etc. Access is limited to those who are not experiencing a fever or illness. Virtual showings are available upon request. And if your time is limited, please contact me for a private showing at a more convenient time. Thanks for your patience and understanding, and then your information. Okay. Everybody should still be using this. I hope you guys do not get back to allowing just people to take over and control your open house, right? This is the way we should be moving forward, regardless of what environment we're in here on. Because we cannot build relationships with people if they're walking in and they're allowed to walk around the house and they're taking over, right? It's just not conducive to what we're doing. We're taking time away from our family and friends on a Sunday or a Saturday. We want to make sure we're getting every opportunity. So make sure that you are not allowing people to just walk in. It has to be conducted in a safe way, okay? And you want your clients to see that as well. The sellers want to see that it's being conducted in a safe way. Everybody has cameras of some sort this time, so they know what's going on, whether it be just the ones outside and they can see who's entering their home, or, a lot of people have cameras inside. So make sure you're always acting and conducting yourself and your clients in a safe way in our new world. Open house conversion. So call all past open house guests within 24 hours and update their status in your smart CRM. I used to call them while I was on my way home picking up the signs. I would make the calls. So as I stopped to pick up a sign, I dial someone and I'd be calling them while I was bringing it in, because what happens is the longer you wait, the easier they forget who you were and which house they met you in. So you want to make sure, again, that you stay on top of mind, and make sure you call. If they don't answer, then you can send a text or an email. Okay, but it's really important that you set yourself apart from everybody else. And the only way to set yourself apart from everybody else is to make a phone call. Because I hear over and over again, when agents do this, they say, the clients said, or the buyers or the customers said, you're the first person who's called me about an open house. Okay, you want to be that first person. You want to set yourself apart. So prospect, active lead, client. That's what they become once you speak to them, right? So you're going to make sure that you determine where they fall in your CRM. Consistently contact those who are unresponsive, minimum 12 times. So I've shared with you over and over again that the conversion rate for when you are calling people is higher the more times that you reach out to them. So the average agent reaches out 1 to 2 times. And the bigger conversion rate, 80% or more of converting that client, you have to call them 12 to 15 times. Follow up with voicemail via text, include a video. Now remember, you have a video in your phone, in your MyWaker system. You're allowed 10 videos a month, okay? Everybody has that. It's a BombBomb video. You're getting it free. So make sure you're taking advantage of all these resources that you have. Add follow-up call and task reminders. I always, whenever I make a phone call to anybody in my CRM, I always go back into call, and I put in a task to remind me to follow up with them in a week, in a month, in a day, whatever it is, or else I'll forget. There's too much going on in our lives to try to remember following up. Put it in your system and it'll automatically remind you. Stay committed to your CRM follow-up action plan to remain on track and maintain the connection. Vary your communication efforts. If you can't reach a contact, use other methods: text, email, social media messaging, personal notes. Include a call to action. Let's meet to discuss your plans in all of your communications. Ask for referrals, even if they're not ready yet. So I saw something, when Stephanie and I were looking up ideas to do a monthly little marketing plan for you guys. I noticed that when I Googled it, a lot of these agents who consistently do marketing each month, they had this little gold sticker that they would put on the back of, or when they're hanging it, doing the door hangers, or if they're sending mailings out, and it just says, it was a little message saying, about referrals. I'll have to get the exact terminology, but it was a great way, again, to remind people that you work by referral as well. Add your new contacts to a smart campaign. If signed in through my Wyker app, they're automatically assigned. Set them up for market reports and search alerts for similar properties to the open houses listed they attended. Resources to show your value. Always make sure when you're sitting on an open house that you have the MLS information with you. Okay, so make sure you have not only the MLS information for that home, but I always made sure I had a one-liner of all the open houses in that town. So if there's other open houses that fit that criteria as far as price point, I would be able to tell them what else was going on in the area. Okay. Market statistic absorption rate template. Okay, so you should know what your absorption rate is because I do it every week at the office meeting. So all you have to do is have that ready and prepared. Okay, copy it, take a printout of it, and have it there at your open house. People and explain to people what an absorption rate is. Customer journey home buying flyer, virtually at home with Wyker flyer, mortgage app. Everybody should have the mortgage app downloaded on their phone. My Wyker open house app. All exclusives located in Wyker Tools. So all of the resources that I just shared with you are available if you go into Wyker Tools and marketing resources. Okay, you can get all of that stuff. Your website, home valuation, more listings. So you can have that up. If you have a tablet or a computer, you can have your website up when people when people enter. I think everybody should have something right then and there when people walk in with a QR code, because everywhere you go today is now a QR code. They're taking over again. Okay. You go to a restaurant, they have a QR code on the table. You take a picture of it. The menu comes up on it. So you're not touching menus. You're not touching anything. It should be the same way when someone walks into a home. If they want to get more information on more listings or more inventory, they click the QR code. It takes them to your website. So you should have that available. And actually, Stephanie and I put something together for you for the holidays. So she has one for each and every one of you. With the open house, welcome open house sign that we have, that we actually made into a flyer individually with everybody's QR code. So we have to send that out and share that with everybody. Search alerts, market reports, smart campaigns, listing email and or text feature for a similar or nearby property. So this is some of the dialogue that you can use. Again, print this out. I'm going to share it with you, print it out and have it with you. When you're sitting at your open house, go over it, practice your dialogue and scripts if you have nobody at your open house at the time. Now that you've seen the house, what do you think? And then stop talking and let them talk. If interested in the property, that's great. After reviewing the local market with you today, what do you think you would offer? Given the open house traffic today and the current market conditions in Morris Plains, I would strongly advise that we meet sooner rather than later to put together a game plan for writing an offer. If you really love this house, you will need to move quickly before you lose out to another buyer. I can meet you after my open house, or would first thing tomorrow morning be better? And then you confirm the time with them. Great. In the meantime, I'll have my mortgage advisor, Anthony, call you regarding your pre-approval. He can answer any questions regarding the loan process. How does that sound? Now that you've seen the house, what do you think? And this is if they're not interested in the property. I would love to help you find the right property since you've started looking. Have you noticed that many of the properties are going quickly under contract? You really need an agent like myself to help guide you through this process and partner on the right strategy to win the property that you love. Why don't we meet to discuss what's most important in your next home and put together a game plan for when you find the property that fits all your needs? I can have my mortgage advisor, Tom, reach out to you to introduce himself and answer any questions you may have regarding your current purchasing power. I have time tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. or would Tuesday evening be better? Always give them 2 choices. So built to capture your leads, right? Your My Wyker open house app was made to make your life easier and streamlined so that you don't have to worry about getting that contact into your My Wyker system, into your CRM, and following up with them, right? It automatically does that for you. I call this your virtual assistant, right? My Wyker is your virtual assistant. As long as you're putting your contacts in there, it's going to work on your behalf to nurture your clients and stay in touch on your behalf. The ability to customize information you want to capture from each open house guest. Registrations will automatically sync if you have Wi-Fi at the open house. And if you don't have Wi-Fi, the contacts will sync as soon as you have connectivity. So built-in marketing campaigns, the minute that they sign in, unless you change your relationship with them, meaning you had a conversation with them, now they're a client, now they're active, whatever the case may be, it's going to send them campaigns built on open houses and anything new that comes up and any changes that happen with this property itself. So contacts from My Weichert Open House app will automatically added to your My Weichert system. They will be added to the Weichert Open House campaign. The open house hashtag will be automatically applied. And note, if you didn't use the My Weichert Open House app, add all your guests to your My Weichert CRM with the hashtag open house, like I mentioned before. Okay. Add all your new contacts into your smart CRM and add your notes and the hashtag open house. And again, if you're using the app and they signed in that way, then it's automatically going to be added with the hashtag. Email your mortgage advisor, your new open house contacts to assist with the follow-up. Use that again. You have all the support. You have all of this help making phone calls on your behalf. Why wouldn't you take advantage of it? Immediately call everyone who attended and those you had invited from your database who RSVP'd and couldn't make it. When you connect, build rapport and create a sense of urgency. Ask about their plans, timeline, and specifically, what are you looking for in your new home? If it's a match, ask them to make an offer. If not, ask them what they don't like. Schedule an appointment that week to meet in the office or virtually and view other properties that fit their criteria. So Monday's self-development session is going to be buyer's consultation, okay? Because we already have that in place. Again, you just have to make the appointment with the client and then you have all of the resources you need to have an effective buyer's consultation with them. When leaving a voicemail, follow up with text. Ideally, include a video message thanking them for attending or letting them know you missed them. Ask when they're available to meet to discuss how you can offer additional assistance. Update your notes and change their status in your CRM based on the outcome of your call. So they can become now a prospect, active, or a client, okay? That would automatically turn off the automated open house follow-up campaign, okay? Search alerts should have been assigned to those added via the open house app. Check the criteria to ensure it is appropriate and similar to the open house listing. If a search alert has not been added, manually add one. So it's going to automatically add a search alert based on that price of that home, right, in that area. Okay, so if for some reason those clients came in and that's not their price point, you want to make sure you go in and change that. Okay, so they're getting the appropriate alerts sent to them on your behalf. Add automated market reports for areas of interest. Add a call reminder for every 2 weeks. Ask if they have been receiving the market reports, search alerts. It's hard to determine the date these are sent. For those contacts with whom you've not made a connection, confirm the automated open house follow-up campaign is turned on. Follow the system's automated call and task reminders to stay engaged and on top of mind with your prospects. And for any long-term buyer prospects, add them to a buyer-themed email campaign, right? So anytime it's going to be a long, they're not ready, you know, they're 6 months down the line, 9 months down the line, a year down the line, even sellers, add them to the appropriate long-term buyer or seller prospects campaign. So they're getting they're getting the appropriate information in a timely fashion. Add any additional hashtags to further target and easily filter for mass text and emails. Long-term buyer, first-time home buyer, Parsippany buyer, Morris Plains buyer, whatever the case may be, that's going to trigger to you when you're looking for certain things, you know, with this buyer's criteria. It can have as many hashtags as possible, okay, if that's going to help you. Share mortgage app with your long-term prospects to monitor their activity. Invite them to register and search on your website. Take advantage of the built-in behavioral automation. Be persistent and don't give up. Unless someone tells you to stop calling them, don't stop calling them. We all have preconceived notions in our mind. We all let our mind play tricks on us and decide that for other people that they don't want to talk to us. They already found somebody else. They're not interested just because they're not calling us back, when in reality, life gets in the way. We all have good intentions of returning calls and following up on things, but life gets in the way. So because they're not calling you back, does not in any way mean that it has anything to do with you. It's whatever's going on in their life. So we have to remember that. So the first email is sent automatically within 4 hours of adding your guests to the MyWaker CRM. So hi, William. It was a pleasure meeting you at the open house. Please let me know if I can be of any help in your home search. Feel free to give me a call or text anytime and with your information, okay? Within 24 hours, the campaign will remind you to make the first call. So you may have to go on to your MyWaker every single day and go into your calls up on the top, and you have to make those calls. That's what it's there for, to make your life easier. 14 total touches attached to this campaign. So that's great to know, right? Because we spoke about in the 12 days of real estate, you need 24 touches per person. So if there's 14 there, obviously you don't want to keep them in that campaign that long. You want to convert them to a buyer, right? Or a seller. But again, there's a huge portion of your touches are built right into the campaign. So like I say, a virtual assistant for you. Mix of emails, calls, and texts. So here's some follow-up dialogue. Hi, Brian, this is Missy from Weichert Realtors. How are you today? We met Sunday at my open house at 123 Main Street. I'm following up on the email I sent last night. We expect to receive multiple offers on this one. If you're interested, we should move quickly. Do you want to make an offer? They say no, they're still actively looking. Okay, why don't we do this? Let's meet at my office or virtually to discuss what you're looking for. We can review the activity for the areas you're searching and set up showings for other properties that are a good fit. Close for the appointment. I will also invite my mortgage advisor to review the latest financing options and determine your buying power. This will help us move quickly when we find the right property. What works best for you? Again, always giving them two choices. So you can also follow up with a text if they didn't answer and you left a voicemail. Hi, it's Missy from Weichert. I left you a voicemail this morning. We met at my open house at 123 Main Street on Sunday. Let's chat about your home search and what you're looking for. I'll convey current market conditions so that you're well informed. The market is hot. Do you have time this evening, or would tomorrow morning be better? Again, always just continually reaching out, continuing with touches. So today, this is what I want you to do. And the reason I've done this on a Friday is because I was hoping a lot of you had open houses planned, and this way it's fresh in your mind what you need to do tomorrow or Sunday. So call all your past open house guests and discuss their specific needs and gauge their motivation. Help them understand the value of working with you so they feel comfortable revisiting the home search and referring business your way. Close for a buyer consultation, virtually or face-to-face. Close to stay in touch and keep them up to date on the market, and add all your notes and organize your new leads in your CRM. And then this upcoming week, continue to call and perfect your closing dialogue. Perfect is the word, right? We have to practice, practice, practice. Text or email a follow-up to your contact, and add call and task reminders for your action plan. Okay. Every touch should include asking for an appointment. Okay. For sure. So again, these are the things that you need to do on a weekly, daily basis in order to be successful in real estate. Set a goal, make a plan, get to work, stick to it, and reach your goal. But you can't do that without making calls, making appointments, door knocking or door hanging or drop-bys, direct mail, and prospecting. Okay, you have to do these things, and this is how you're going to keep up to date right here with what you're doing. And are you on track to have your best year ever? No, you know what? I don't want you to have your best year ever. I want you to crush your best year ever. Okay. No more having it. No, we're going to crush it this year. We have the best opportunities ever. Make sure you're taking advantage of it. Okay. And open houses are one of the best ways to do it. Because when I sit there and talk to you guys about prospecting, you know what we say? I like being face-to-face so much better. Okay, great. Here you are, guys. Open houses, face-to-face. This is where you meet people. So make sure, okay, you can't do it if you're not doing open houses. You cannot get face to face with people in this environment. Do it safely, do it securely, do it smartly, and make every opportunity of every person who comes through there, make sure you're following up with them, okay? Anybody have anything to add or any questions?
I know that this, when I did an open house, I think Stephanie gave me something to put on the front door that people could check in. So they're automatically checking in on their phone by giving me their email, their name, and all that.
Yes, we do. We do have that sheet. Yes, I believe that Jen Pickett had made
Yeah.
it up in the beginning, and then she allowed us to recreate it for everybody. Yes, that's a great one. That says text me. And this way you
Exactly.
automatically have their correct cell phone number.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. That's a great one. And like I said, we have some new open house welcome signs for you with your QR code on it, specifically for you. So we'll be sharing those as well. Okay. So start with committing to how many open houses you are going to have a month. I'd love to have multiple ones a week. Start committing that, put it on your calendar. And so when Stephanie sends out an email saying we have this one open, that one open, because we're going to start getting more and more listings now. The agents are already starting to bring listings in again. So when she sends it out and you're available that week, you can instantly respond to her and commit to an open house. It's really important the minute you commit to start making sure you are preparing for it as well. Okay, and make sure you're calling around that neighborhood. Huge, especially in this environment. We need to get as many people in front of as many people as possible. So thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm going to try to keep these at about a half hour because I think that's a good amount of time for all of us. And Monday at 1 o'clock, we will be going over the buyer's consultation virtually. Okay. Have a great weekend. Make a call today if you haven't already, and make a plan for the upcoming week on what you're going to do to stay successful.
Thanks, Missy.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Missy. Have a nice day.
You too.